Irv Smith Jr., tight end, the position you know very well, JD. Baxter by a name, he was a high pick, second round pick, also something you know very well, being a high pick, coming out of Alabama. Had somewhat of kind of an injury plagued history so far in his career when in Minnesota. But you can also say he wasn't really utilized that much. He came into a system where they already had what was his name? Who was the tight end they had in Minnesota for a little bit?
P.J. Hawkinson.
No,
he was no. You're talking about big boy up there in New York.
Yeah, he had like a half sleeve too.
Yeah. I can't think his name. Yeah, with the Jets. Yeah, got it.
Oh man, but anyway,
yeah,
he was. It's really slipping my mind right now. So he joins that team, has some injuries there, and then he goes to Cincinnati this past year, 1 year deal in Cincinnati, and obviously now he's back in Kansas City. I don't know what that means to as far as going with Blake Bell. If this is it, Jody Fortson, I don't know. I'm going to pretty much ask you that. So we bring him in. We got Noah Gray and Kelce on the squad. Then you got the Jody Fortson, and you got the Blake Bell conversation. Are those guys that come on? I don't know. So what do you think about the move, A, and what does that mean for the Jody Fortsons and the Blake Bells of the world?
I like Irv Smith. I've always thought that Irv Smith was going to be a star in the league. From his time down in Alabama and coming into the Minnesota, he was always a guy I had my eyes on. If you look at him, man, he sucker looks like a bodybuilder. He's put together. And so he ain't got the shred of fat on his body. And he's athletic. He can catch a football. He can block. He can do all those things. So I've always wondered why this is was always kind of a hard thing to get him to get, focused on. But yeah, we said that, injury plagued season, that's the issue. That's the problem. So he's a great depth piece for us. So when you're thinking about 13 personnel, he's a guy that can go out there, catch the football, go block well. Ghost Hunter of 1974, I think Bell is gone. I think so too. I think there was a move they were saying, we're going to get another guy that is that can do a little bit more and be involved in the offense. And so if we want to make this thing where it's a danger to bring in 13 personnel, you got to go get a good tight end. And so Irv Smith is that guy. And so he'll give you something. He got some catches, but he can block as well. So hopefully he'll come here, man, revamp his career. Didn't work up there, man, in Cincinnati with him. That's another thing. I didn't make any sense. They had the dude Sample. Is that, Drew Sample? So
yep.
Hopefully, man, he'll find a home here. But I'm excited. I'm excited about Irv Smith. I mean, he's got some wiggle in his hips, man. He's a strong guy. As a tight end, you appreciate guys like that who come in and is going to work hard. I think he's going to do a good job here. I do, and especially under Kelce and Noah Gray, he'll fit perfect in what we do in that room with tight ends. But he's got everything to him, man, that you need from that position.
Yeah, so the tight end I was thinking of. So when he got drafted in Minnesota, they already had a guy. Kyle Rudolph was the guy there. Kyle Rudolph
was there. But then they had the other big dude that was up there with the Jets too, because Kyle Rudolph was leaving. Conklin. There it is. That's what I'm thinking about. Conklin. Because that's why I couldn't understand why Conklin was coming in and Irv wasn't. Well, they was doing a whole lot of two tight end sets that Irv was kind of getting some play in. But then all of a sudden you start seeing Conklin kind of move up before Irv. And I'm just like, okay, what's going on here? So I don't know what that was. Maybe we could get Irv on here and talk about it a little bit. Okay. Reach out to some tight ends and see what's going on. Yeah. So come on the show and talk about it somewhat. Okay. And he could shed some light on everything that was happening with him up in Minnesota. But I understand when you're a high draft pick and you can't help when injuries just come. What do you do? So, you just got to kind of deal with it. Take it for the best that you can. And he'll be here and he'll service us well. So he is an upgrade in our tight end depth, no doubt about it. Tight end too, right? He's right there with him, and so he's got some experience. He does. He don't know a great. They two totally different animals. Noah runs good routes, catches the football. Irv can do the same thing. It's going to be a much bigger blocker. So that's the thing about that. He's going to be able to bring. So,
and the thing I love about it, if he is the ultimate replacement for Blake Bell, because I mean, I think Jody, as long as he stays healthy, I think he's definitely an asset for the squad. I mean, and who knows, they may go get a tight end in this draft. I don't know what's going to happen as far as that, but talking about Blake Bell and Irv Smith, because he can block and he's also kind of a weapon in the receiving game. Whereas when Blake Bell was in there, chances are, like, I think he's staying at the pass block. Or, run block here, whereas there's kind of a giveaway there where Irv Smith, he can do a little bit of both, and I think that gives a little more flexibility as far as utilizing him in the passing game, the blocking game, run blocking, whatever, and I think it kind of gives a little flexibility there as long as he can stay healthy.
And the thing is, you almost got to make it hard for teams to get rid of you, okay? Like, you got to earn your keep. So what ends up happening, if you're not really getting a whole lot of reps in games, they want to know why they need to retain you. Okay. So they're always looking to upgrade and get better every single year in every particular position. Nobody's ever going out there like, let's step back a little bit, or we go okay with where we are right now. And if you are thinking that, it shouldn't be. So no doubt about it. I think Irv gets out there, man. He could catch some balls. He could absolutely match up with some linebackers, some safeties to get open and catch the football. He's got strong hands, man. I'm telling you, this is a strong guy. This is a strong guy. So I think the team was just thinking about moving in a different direction. Like you said, we don't know if we're going to get another tight end in the draft. That is a possibility, okay? That's a possibility because Travis is older, right? We don't know how long he's going to play. I think we have at least 2 years with Travis, at least 2, okay? In the meantime, to be able to give Trav a little bit more of a rest if we need to, pick and choose when you bring him in, here comes Irv Smith. Let Irv come in and do what he needs to do.
JD, we got a question here from Brenda Pike. What's up, Brenda? Does bringing Irv preclude taking a tight end in the draft, in your opinion?
No. I think, to be honest with you, if we're looking at the draft, okay, I haven't really gotten into like who's all out there for tight ends, okay. But my thing is, if you go in the draft trying to find a guy, what round do you get him? Who are you actually looking at? Who's the guys that's jumping out of film to you? Okay. So my thing is, if you need to go in and get somebody, you need to do so. I mean, you have to. So Irv coming here, I don't think changes that whatsoever. It doesn't change it whatsoever. So the thing is, like, when you're looking future-wise, because it's always about, do you replace Kelce? Irv Smith is not coming here to replace Kelce. He's not coming to do that. All right? I don't think, first off, there's no replacing Kelce. Trying to get the same type of production from a guy, athletic ability from one of the best tight ends ever to be in a game, get open and rapport and all those different things, that takes time. That is time consuming. Okay. It starts day one. It's hard for a guy to come in and do things like that. So I don't think Irv came in to be the replacement for Kelce. But I do believe that we may have to address getting a tight end in the draft. So,
yeah, it's like the what do you call it? The Autobots. There's no Optimus Prime is its own thing, and when he's not there, you need the collection of the Autobots there to kind of take up what Optimus Prime does. And Kelce's not there, you're gonna need a little bit from everybody to kind of chip in and do and kind of replace what Kelce does. So there's no finding one for one. It's not gonna happen. And everyone's talking about replacing him, and we need to find a guy to replace him. It's like, not gonna really replace that production. You can try to get a bunch of different guys who can do what he can do. And I think one guy in this draft, not tight end necessarily, is Ladd McConkey. I mean, just some of what he does is very like kind of the routes he runs and what he does when at Georgia, very Kelce-like as far as the kind of routes he runs and the kind of the way they utilized him. Not saying he is Kelce, but that's the kind of guy who can kind of, maybe take up some of that, what Kelce can do.
So why not go for then Blake Bowers if you do anything? I know you're probably not going to get him. He's a first round pick. I mean, he's going somewhere,
go
right?
Up. You gotta go up for that.
But I don't think the Kelce, he probably won't be there either. He's going to be going.
He timed really well because originally when the mocks first came out before the combine stuff, he was supposed to be late first, second. Now with his times and stuff, he's skyrocketing up. If we want to make sure we can get him, if that's the way we wanted to do, we'd have to probably trade up like we did with McDuffie, get up a little bit earlier.
His draft stock is rising, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So, are you high on him? I watch him. Yeah,
I like him.
Do you? I mean, I like him too. I think he's a guy. I think he runs good routes, speedy. Because I kept watching the video. They're doing a cone drill catching the football. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like it. They may be looking for, I don't know, maybe a different body type. There's other guys that everybody talks about. I wanted to get into a little bit more today. I didn't get to watch the receivers like I wanted to. I was pulling everybody up and just kind of, I was like, dang, I got to go. I had something else I had to do. So I didn't really.
Good.
But
I think it depends as far as this draft, because he's kind of like a small guy, but he's more like I said, like a Cooper Kupp, like Antonio Brown kind of size, like 5'11", 6 foot, like, he's not like a Wes Welker type, not an Amendola, that kind of type. But I've seen some people like, oh, he's Julian Edelman. No, he's not like that. But
I'll like Renfro more so.
Yeah.
Something like
that's
that.
not bad.
It's crazy. We compare white guys.
I know. It's funny. Well, that's why when I saw Antonio Brown, Cooper Kupp, like that's pretty good because I mean he does remind me a lot of because he's just smaller stature guy. You can put inside slot and outside. You can do a little of both, just like Cooper Kupp, not just a slot guy. You can do a little bit of everything, which I kind of like with that aspect of him. And obviously Reed would love that. Yeah, but I guess it depends. This draft primarily there's a lot of more so bigger type of guys. That's why in last year's draft we got Rice. It was mostly a draft of smaller stature guys, and it was mostly a lot of like the smaller type of guys. And we got Rice, one of the few big guys in that draft. This draft mostly bigger guys.
Dudes, man.
It's mostly bigger guys in this draft. Yeah.
Hi everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.